Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Now we'll try to do or to explain the section 1.6, which has many or different methods to solve the differential equation. I will start with the exact, not like the box, but it's okay. I mean, actually, each method you can deal with it easily. Let me say one thing first. Let us understand that each method, it has either a criteria or a format where you can decide, oh, okay, this equation, I can solve it by this method. And then there is a method of finding the solution. So this is for each method. So for the exact, if you have m xy dx plus n xy dy equals 0, if you have a differential equation like this. To be exact, we call it exact, means what? Means partial m, partial y, equal partial n with partial x. This is the criteria to start with. If I have partial m with partial y equal partial n with partial x, we call it exact. Okay, how to solve it? How to solve it? These are the procedure. First, look, the main idea, or let me say, what is the idea? What's the idea behind that? The main idea, now we'll try to write this equation as a differential. So it will be partial f with partial x dx plus partial f with partial y dy, which is df. If that is equal to 0, that means my solution will be what? If the derivative of a function is 0, I'm talking about function of two variables, then it means the function is constant. That's the way to do it. So we have two things. First, I need this to be partial f with partial x for a specific function, and this one partial f with partial y for the same function. If that is happening, that means I can write it in this way. So I have df equals 0, so the solution of x equal y equal to c. Now, what is the procedure to solve it? Mainly, I have this. I need partial f with partial x equal m, and partial f with partial y equal n. That's it. I'm looking for f. Because if you look at the solution, this is c, khalas. I need f. That's it. If I get f, I get everything. So the procedure, you start with one of these ones. Yeah, either this one or that one. I assume I started with this one. If I now integrate, now I have this partial f with partial x. So I have f of x, y. I'm getting f, which I'm looking for. It will be integral of m dx, integrating with respect to x, plus constant of integration. Constant of integration. Here is the catch. This constant integration, since I'm doing partial f, partial x, it will be a function of y. Let me call it g of y. Okay. This one, just an integration, will do. But this one, how to find it? I will use the second one. And I already used this. So I'll use this one to find g of y. So I'll find partial f with partial y and make it equal to n to find g of y. You need to solve, at the end you will get g prime is equal to something. And here is the checkpoints. Checkpoints. G prime of y, when you get it, you should get only function of y only. If you get combination of x and y, it means there's something wrong. So you get g of y, I get f, plug it again in f. F is this plus g of y. And that will be my solution. That's it. So I'm using these two. I start with one, then use the other one to find the constant integration, which is either function of y or function of x. Because if I started with this, then my constant integration will be function of x. Then I'll try to find it. Let us do it in details. Okay, that's mainly the idea. Okay, let me do the first one. Yeah, just slide number 3. Okay. Yeah, it's ready. So this is m of xy. Sometimes you need to rewrite the equation to make it in this format. This is n of xy. So first you check, is it exact or not? Check. Because you cannot apply this procedure unless it is an exact. Okay. So I'll find partial m with partial y. Note this is dx, this is y, huh? Different, huh? That will be what? 6x minus 3y squared. Usually I like to do it this way. Partial n with partial x will be what? No, note this, I'm doing partial derivative. What's the meaning of partial derivative? Yeah, let me go back. Yeah, since I'm doing it the first time. What's the meaning of partial derivative? Means when I differentiate, now partial derivative with respect to y. It means when I differentiate, I will consider x as constant. So this one, you look at it, this one, when you look at it, this is a constant, since I'm doing the derivative with respect to y. So constant times y, what will be the derivative? 6x. Now this is just, since I have function of y, it will be minus 3y squared. Okay, let me go now partial n with partial x. Okay, let me start one by one. This one, just a constant. Now I need to find the derivative, a partial derivative with respect to x. Huh? So anything with y is constant. So for y, just a constant. What's the derivative of constant? 0. What's the derivative of 3x squared? That will be 0 plus 6x. Now, in this one, I'm doing it with respect to x. So all of this will be like a constant. So you have a constant times x. What will be the result? Minus 3y squared. So these two are the same. So it's exact. Now, this is the first step. Now, what I will do, I will try to solve it, as I said, the way we discussed it before. So I start with this. It's up to you. You want to start with this? Okay, let me say what we have. Huh? So this one will be m of x and y. This is the first example, minus y cubed. And also I have partial f with partial y equal this. Equal to n. Let me write it. Yeah, nx and y, 4y plus 3x squared minus 3xy squared. Okay. Now, I will start with one of them to find f. The constant integration, I get it from the second one. Okay. Yeah, if you look at it, I mean, for me, then how to think about which one to start with? This partial f with partial x and partial with partial y. Yeah, sometimes it's you look at it, which one is easier. Yeah, I have only 2 terms here. I have 3 terms here. So I think I will start with this one. Both are correct. Now integrate. Integrate with respect to x. Integrate with respect to x. So what I have? F of x and y. My answer, what I am looking for. Now I want to integrate with respect to x. What will be this one? Integrate with respect to x. I have x, so it will be x squared over 2. That give me what? Or 6x, it will be 3x squared. So that give me 3x squared y. Okay. Yeah, since I'm thinking of y as a constant, huh? So I have 6y as a constant, I have x squared over 2, the integrals, it means 6 over 2, that will be 3x squared y. This one is just a constant. So it will be minus xy cubed. What's the integral of a constant? It's x. Do I need plus c? Oh, okay. I have plus c, but it's not. No, my plus c is not a constant. It will be function of y. It will be function of y. I use what? G of y. Okay. So it will be function of y. Since I'm doing the partial derivative with respect to x. Now, if you differentiate this with respect to x, you should get this one. Differentiate, I have 6xy minus y cubed plus g of y. What's the derivative of g of y with respect to x? Any function of y, the derivative will be 0 with respect to x, the partial derivative I'm talking about. So now I need only the things remaining is to find g of y. How to find g of y? I will use the second one. So I have what? I use the second one. So partial f with partial y. Now we're doing the derivative of this and equate it with this one and then just solve for y. That will be what? Now I have to find the derivative with respect to y. Now I'm doing the derivative with respect to y for this one. It will be 3x squared. This one with respect to y. This is x is a constant. Y cubed is 3xy squared plus g prime of y. Since I'm doing the derivative with respect to y, that should equal to this, which is my n. Now, if you look at this one, what you are getting? You are getting g prime of y equal what? This is cancelled. This is cancelled. I have it here and there. Is equal to 4y. That's the checkpoint. I have only function of y only. I should have function of y only. If I have x, there's a problem. That means there's a mistake somewhere. If I started with this one, I should get function of x only. Okay. Now, that means g of y is what? 2y squared. Do I need plus c? No. No need for plus c. Why? Because you will plug it here, and then your solution is f equals c. So c is there, so no need to write it 2 times. Okay, so what will be f of x and y? Now, I got gy. That will be 3x squared y minus xy cubed plus 2y squared. Okay, is this my answer? No. Is that my solution? No. If you remember, we just find the f when I know the differential of f is equal to 0. My solution is f is equal to constant. This is my solution. So the solution will be what? F of xy, which is this, should equal to c. That will be my solution. Yeah. We did it in details just to be sure that things are going easily. Now we'll do more problems related to that. Okay, sometimes you need to rearrange the differential equation. Yeah, you need to write it to check everything. I need to write it in this way. Usually, it's better to deal with the exact equation by writing it in this format. Okay, so I have what? A dy minus y cosine xy x. This is minus. I took it to the other way, so it will be plus 2x a dy minus x cosine xy plus 2y dy equals 0. Okay, so this is my m, and this is my n. First, I check, is it exact or not? Like what we did before. So partial m with partial y, look, I'm doing the derivative with respect to y. Partial derivative with respect to y. E to the power 2y, it means 2 e to the power 2y. Okay, here I have function of y, function of y. Product, and product rule. So derivative of the first is 1 times the second. Okay. Minus the first derivative of the second. Derivative of cosine is what? Cosine something times y. So it will be minus sine xy, derivative of this with respect to y, which is x. I have a constant times y. Consider x as a constant. So that will be what? 2e2y minus cosine xy plus xy sine xy. Okay, now let me do partial n with partial x. That will be what? 2e2y. I'm doing it with respect to x here. Here I have product rule. So it will be minus cosine xy minus x, derivative of this with respect to y. So it will be minus sine xy. What's the derivative of this with respect to y? That will be, I'm sorry, with respect to x, that will be y. What's the derivative of 2y with respect to x? 0. So that 2e2y minus cosine xy plus xy sine xy. Very clear, these are the same. So I have an exact equation. Now we'll try to solve it. Yeah, I think I will start with this one, maybe easier. So I have partial f with partial x. I'm doing many examples, so next example, maybe I will try to do it with respect to y. We'll see. We'll start with partial f with partial y. Okay, that will be what? That is e to y minus y cosine xy. I have both, huh? Let me write both. And then we'll start with one. I have both. I will start with this one. So that implies what? F of x and y. I'm integrating with respect to x. So it's just function of y. So it will be x like a constant. What's the integral of a constant? The constant times x. Now I want to do this in terms of I want to integrate with respect to x. Yeah, you can do it by substitution, or you can, if you notice it, that will be only sine xy. With the minus sign, I think. Yeah, I need the minus. Yeah, if we differentiate this with respect to x, you will have what? Cosine xy times y, which is this. Okay. Now plus function of y, which is my constant. Now we will use the second one. So I have partial f with partial y, differentiate with respect to y. Now this one, I have what? 2x e to y minus respect to y, huh? So this one give me x cosine xy plus g prime of y. That should equal to what? Is equal to this one, which is 2x e to y minus x cosine xy plus 2y. So I'm getting what? G prime of y equal to y. Okay. That means g of y equal what? Y squared. Okay. So my f of x and y, since I get g of y, so I just plug it here. It will be what? X e to y minus sine xy plus y squared. Is that my solution? No. My solution is this f of xy equals to c. This is my solution, which is this one. Yeah, plus c. Take c to the other side. What plus c or minus c? Who cares? Okay. This one. It's an initial value problem. Let me try to do it. I did this. Okay. What is it? Okay. Now, first, as we did before, we need to arrange it. Usually, I'd like to start with the x. I have xy squared minus cosine x sine x dx. I take this to the other side. Minus y, 1 minus x squared dy equals 0. Since I took it to the other side. Okay. So this is the problem which I want to solve. Okay, so this is my M, and this is my N with the minus sign. You take it as is. Okay, so let's start with check, is it exact or not? Partial M with partial Y, it will be what? 2xy. This is constant. And I have partial N. Yeah, I think I will write it better than that. It will be minus Y plus what? X squared Y minus Y. Yeah, it was minus Y, 1 minus X squared, which is minus Y plus YX squared. So I wrote it this way. Okay, now partial N with partial X is equal to what? 2xy. So they are the same. So it's exact. Solve it. I will start with this one, this way. So we have what? Let me just get what we have. Partial F with partial X, xy squared minus cosine X sine X. And they have partial F with partial Y is equal X squared Y minus Y. I will start with this one. So I'm getting what? F of X and Y integrated with respect to Y. X squared Y, it will be what? It will be X squared Y squared over 2. Okay, minus Y squared over 2 plus function of X. Now my constant is function of X. Since I'm starting with partial F with partial Y. So that means now I'll use the second one. So I have partial F with partial X is equal to what? X squared, that will be XY squared. This is 0 plus H prime of X equals to what? Equals to XY squared minus cosine X sine X. So I'm getting what? I'm getting H prime of X, these cancelled, minus cosine X sine X. That should be a function of X only, which is true now. So this is like a checkpoint, huh? Like what we did with the Y. Usually when we get G prime, we get function of Y only. Since I'm dealing with, I have G prime of Y, like what we did here. Okay, so the same thing here. So it will be function of X only. Now I need to find H of X with just the integral of this. H of X will be, yeah, let me rewrite it. That will be minus half. I write it this way. 2 cosine X sine X. Which is, what is this? This is sine 2x. So I have half cosine 2x. Half cosine 2x. Yeah. So my f of x and y will be what? Will be x squared, y squared over 2 minus y squared over 2 plus half cosine 2x. Did I put the space? No, I think I need the space here. Let me just keep. Yeah, I need one more slide too. Okay. So is this my solution? No. So what is my solution? Solution. Then I want to show you something. X squared y squared over 2 minus y squared over 2 plus half cosine 2x equals to C. This is my solution. Is it this one? No, not yet. Actually, I have initial condition. So let me do it with the initial condition. First, I can multiply by 2. That will not make a difference. So I have x squared, y squared, minus y squared, plus cosine 2x. I need the 2. Is there a 2 missing somewhere? Wait a minute. Yeah, this is a half here. Let's sine 2x, so that gives me 1/4. Yeah. When I do the integral of sine 2x, I have half, so I have 1/4. So this will be 1/4. So this one will be 1/4. So I multiply by 4, not by 2. So that gives me what? 2, sorry, minus 2 plus cosine 2x equals c. For c is equal to c, which is similar to this one, plus the constant. Now we'll do the initial condition. What was the initial condition? Y at 0 equal to. I have y at 0 equal to. That gives me what? Y at 0, so I have 0 minus 8 cosine 0, which is 1, equals c. So c equals 7. Minus 7. C equals minus. So the solution of the initial value problem will be this one: 2x squared y squared minus 2y squared plus cosine 2x equals to minus 7. Which is this one? He wrote other solutions. Okay. That will lead me to what? Notice what was he doing? He tried to write cosine 2x in different format. I know cosine 2x is equal to cosine square x minus 1, and it's equal 1 minus sine square x. Okay, so if I have this one, let me say 1 and 2. From 1, what will happen? I have 2x squared y squared minus 2y squared. Instead of cosine 2x, I'll write 2 cosine square x minus 1. That should be equal to minus 7. So I'm getting what? 2x squared y squared minus 2y squared plus 2 cosine square x equals minus 6. I can divide by 2. That gives me x squared y squared minus y squared plus cosine square x. That will be equal to minus 3. Which is this solution? Is equal to, yeah, he multiplied by minus also. He multiplied by minus. So I'm getting y squared minus x squared y squared minus cosine square x is equal to 3. Which is this one? It's up to you. Multiply by minus or leave it. Okay. Now the other one from 2. Just I will change cosine to x into this one. What you are getting? 2x squared y squared minus 2y squared. I have cosine to x, which is plus 1 minus 2 sine square x equals to minus 7. So I have what? 2x squared y squared minus 2y squared minus 2 sine square x equal minus 8. Divide by 2. I'm getting x squared y minus y squared. Divide by minus 2. Yeah, let me do it at one step. Divide by minus 2. So I have y squared plus minus, sorry. Minus x squared y squared plus sine square x equals to 4. Which is this one? It's a different way of writing the solution. They are the same, but different way of writing it. Using this idea of cosine double angle. Okay. Now let me try to do more problems. He says verify it's exact. He told me what's the problem. So now we need to do the calculation. I need to rearrange this. So I have 1. This is the solution which I will get 1 plus ln x plus y over x dx minus, or let me say plus, change it, then x minus 1 dy equals 0. Okay, so this is m and this is n. Partial m with partial y, that will be what? Partial m with partial y. 0, 0, 1 over x. What is partial n with partial x? It will be 1 over x. So they are the same. So it's exact. So I have partial f with partial x is this. And partial f with partial y is this. I'll start with this one since it's to be easier. So I have f of x, y. I'm doing the integration with respect to y. Yeah, this is just a function of x times y plus function of x. Now we'll use the second one. So it will be partial f with partial x. From this one, I have y over x minus y0 plus h prime of x. That will be 1 plus ln x plus y over x. So I have h prime of x is 1 plus ln x. What will be h of x? H of x will be x plus integral of ln x. How to find the integral of ln x? Huh? If you remember how to do integral of ln x dx, you need by parts, and it will be like this: x ln x minus x, integration by parts. So you need to review integration by parts. Can check is the derivative of this is what? X over x1 plus ln x minus 1. So this is what I'm looking for. So it's all plus x ln x minus x, which is x ln x. So it will be my f of x and y. It will be ln x. Yeah, it will be y ln x minus y plus x ln x. So what's my solution? F, which is this, equals to C, which is the same as this. Great. Okay. Let me do more problems. These problems. The next one. Okay. Yeah, this is ready. Is it the same as the first one? I need to. No. Okay. So I have m of x and y, and this is n of x and y. So it will be partial m with partial y. 0, I have 6y minus 3x squared. What is partial n with partial x? That will be 6y minus 3x squared. Those should be equivalent. I think it's something similar. It's similar somehow to this. It's okay. Let me do it. Okay, so I have partial f. So this is exact. Yeah. This